fans. It's that time of the night again. Gonna add some more to our game. We're running out of room in our game. It's gonna need another major change up to keep that project alive. I've got a few other things in the pipeline that I want to work on as well. Yo, Specky Nut, hope you're doing well, my dude. Good to see you in here, man. Thank you for joining right from the start. Very good, thank you, mate. Yeah, very good. I've been enjoying some gaming, as you might have noticed. Just relaxing. It's good to have nothing to do in the day or night for a change. Just chill out. And yeah, I've been trying to do something, a completely separate project from this. Haven't worked on this since you last saw it, since we last closed it down at the end of the video. But I didn't quite manage to pull it off. In fact, if we get Emook in here at one point, if we happen to be that lucky, or even Ped, he might be able to help us. There's something else I want to deter towards in a different project. But there's no point opening it up yet. I haven't got my head round it. So time just whizzes by and I didn't have time to sort anything out because I started thinking, well, I can't do the loading of data properly. I need to figure out how to use ESX DOS. There's some implementation of that on the Spectrum or something, and you can hook into that to load and save things to disk. It would be as simple as like saving what level you're on, just a number. That's all I'd want to save for now, or what position we were on the screen. How many lives did we have and stuff like that. But we'll have to put that aside. But I thought that would make a very nice detour from just graphics and scrolling and, you know, collisions and stuff like that all the time. Plus, it would make a huge impact on any game if you can save data, you come back and play it again, you're back where you left off. You know, it's so much of a better game when that happens. So, I also wanted to make a game design document. I made a tiny start on that, but it's not even worth keeping. It might be worth us making a small one in here. Like if we just had just call it like that and have it in our project for now. And this is just going to be my own loosely written game design document. You know, I'm not trying to comply with any like current known format of game design document whatsoever. Just trying to write some relevant things down that we can stick to, some rules. The first I'm going to put is just general limits. And I'm not going to spend too long doing this, don't we worry, but this is what I'm doing in my spare time, sort of. When I get a second. Oh, I'll make the screen bigger as well. But yeah, for example, I want to make max sprite size 32 by 32 for this, for whatever game we're going to make next. You know, this is not for every game. This is just the next game we're making. And I want to try and lay it out, as we discussed, a little bit in advance, so that we can have some hard stop rules. So we'll have a max sprite size of 32 by 32. And we'll start calling patterns. We'll start using that terminology as per the documentation, so that we don't confuse a sprite with a pattern in our game document. So of course, you know, that is one pattern, but he requires 9 patterns to make up a sprite. So this is all named as sprites, but really patterns, you know. So that means we can fit a lot more of them in there. I won't bother calculating how many because we'll have some that are just, you know, one pattern for the whole sprite. Hello, Microman. How are you doing, my bro? Yeah, we're just doing some boring bits and bobs here. If Emook or Ped shows up, I've got another little thing to detour to. But at the moment, I'm at a dead end, so there's no point showing you really, unless you think you might know how to use this ESX DOS thing. The problem was there's 3 different versions. Yeah, it's all new to me as well, man. But there's apparently 3 different versions. There's one of ESX DOS that was a very old version that was around for a long time. There's lots of like links when you search Google for that. Then there's one on the SpecNext that actually is in their website, specnext.com, but that's not also the one. There's some other one that we need to use, but I didn't quite get my head round where to read up about that. I do have a working example. I haven't got it working myself, but it's from Emook, so I'm assuming it works, obviously. And most of it I understand, but there's one confusing thing that basically confuses the whole routine. But we'll have a look at it later, regardless of whether they show up, just quickly to see what I'm talking about there. But I just wonder, could you remember any other problems we ran into? Because I think we ran into the problem of too many sprites. We can only have 64 patterns. And there is a way of making more, but it's very difficult. You know, it's not simple. So we should look at it as maximum of 64 patterns. Let's just write that. Can't really think of any other general limits. Like, we know roughly how many tiles we're going to be able to play with. Didn't play with it. Nah. I mean, I don't think I even uploaded that one to GitHub yet because it's so far from being finished. No, that's what I'm trying to differentiate here. So we'd have a max of 64 patterns. Getting lots of the big follows today. Yeah, it's quite a sharp limit. We could change that to 128, but we'd have to use 4-bit sprites. Also, our existing code would need to be slightly altered. I won't get into what we need to alter, but there's 1 bit of on the sprite register to tell it that you're doing 4-bit sprites. But I really want our existing code to work, so I'm going to keep with them 2 limits for sure. When we make our game, we're going to have to consider that the whole way through. I mean, our world size isn't really a general limit. That's going to be a game design choice. So, oh, yeah, let's have a look at like... And like I say, this is completely nothing like what a game design document would look like for, you know, any project professionally or even an indie project probably. This is where I'm choosing so I'm choosing then world width, Now, do I actually want a fixed world width? That's what we're thinking this time. Hello, Ped. Hello. Now we've got Ped here. Let's stop this. We can do this at any time. If you don't, although this was eMook's code, but I just wonder whether Ped might be able to help. So sorry to spring this straight away on you, Ped, but I've been hoping you would drop in. You might know the answer straight off the bat. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so this side here, oops. This side here is the eMook. As far as I remember, I haven't touched it other than I pulled his macros into the actual file. And here's what confuses me. Well, there is a few things that confuses me. Well, it's very confusing actually. I get exactly how that works, but why 8? I know that that's the same as writing cool 8, but it's only 1 byte. And it can only be on 8, 16, etc. But then he finds a byte. So I know RST8 is some sort of, it might even be a ROM call, is it? On the Spectrum. But as far as I know, we don't have to install this. It's already there for us if we know how to use it. That's all I've managed to learn. This bit looks straightforward. Look, load file. He's loading a bitmap. And I get what these are. This is the name, such as the file name, yeah? And then this is the destination where you want it to go in the code. That's your size. And then offset, I think, is if you have an offset in the data way before you want to start. If you want to shift along 20 bytes first or whatever. I noticed in his example, offset was 0. Ah, thank you, Ped. Right. Okay, that's pretty much cleared that bit up. Thank you. So that div MMC, is that just automatically connected, or do we have to do that in the code somewhere first? Right, I need to look up the documentation because I was trying to find the correct documentation for that. If I could have found that, I would have probably been able to move along by myself. I'll try looking that up with the word div MMC and stuff like that in the search. Div MMC ESX DOS ZX Spectrum RST8. Div, because I know, Ped, you told me to read up on. I think you said you used it someone's first name like Gary or Paul or something. I couldn't find it, the right link, when I tried to. When you are loaded as next file, RST8 is ready to be used. You can overshadow it by mapping something else into the bottom memory. Or using the layer 2 extra mapping. Okay. Gary, that's it. Thank you so much, man. Like, I'm still a bit confused with it, but that's shed a lot of light on it for me. So Gary Lancaster. Getting started. Docs are in a distro. Okay, I remember you sent me a link to that as well on Discord. You know the distro, that doesn't need, that's in the next ZXOS as default, innit? You've just said that. Oh, there's a link. Thank you so much. Yeah, because I was trying to, what I was actually trying to do while I'm loading that up, I'm trying to write my own version on this side, but I am going to make it slightly different. Mine's going to load save data. Let's call it load save data. And I did have a quick chat with Emook about it, and it seemed if I'm storing the data there like that, just in the code, I don't actually need both of them. I don't think. I only need the. Okay, thank you, man. That was already on the SD card. I see. Thank you. I'm with you. Next basic file. Next ZXOS and EXS-DOS APIs. I've downloaded that. Okay, so at least a start. It's not like a document I can navigate. I have to. It's just a text. It's a start. It's a good start. What blew my mind was the RST8 thing. I was looking it up against the Spectrum ROM map or whatever you want to call it, and it was like error something, and I was like, how is this working? Yeah, this might be a bit advanced, but we certainly will be able to do this within a couple of weeks. It's not that advanced, do you know what I mean? It's not out of our reach. Yeah, I've got that on my screen pad. In fact, I might just load it here onto. This is what I've been looking at whilst chatting with you. Tile editor. Wow. Is that? Oh, what am I doing? Is that a native one designed to work on the next tile editor? I bet you can get some right useful information about the file types that it wants just by using that. I'll switch back to the code window because I don't think we're going to be able to instantly grab what we want from this document. Although it does look like it's written in plain English, so if you have time to read through it, it's probably great. It tells you exactly how to do it. Hey Ped, do you know of a good 4-bit sprite editor to use on a PC? Interesting. Well found, Micro. See, that just shows what I'm like. I bypass everything. I'm very lazy. I don't read things properly. I just have to get straight in and dirty with the code. That's all I can do, you know? That's the only way I learn. I mean, I like to follow examples as well, like tutorials that are step by step. Yeah, you poke it, you find everything you do, Micro. Listen, I'm going to go through that document at a later date because, of course, it won't. I can't even chat while I read, so it would make a terrible stream for me to sit there and read that. Remy's web tool. Okay, I have used that once and I did enjoy that. But I started using eMoocs because, of course, I like it. I like to have a desktop app, and eMoocs there for any help. But it would be nice to be able to do 4-bit. It would also be nice to have one that could draw 32 by 32, you know, and split it into thingies for you. One day in a million years away in the future, I'll be able to write stuff like that myself. Wikipedia. Yeah, so I guess I have to give up on this, but you've helped me a great deal there, because now at least I know why. Because he seems to be loading A with a star for the current drive. I can live with that. Then he loads a value into B. 9D. He's labelled it as set mode. And then at that point, he calls this. Did you? Interesting. He no doubt used the same terminology, I guess, from the either that or he wrote the docs. But he probably got them from the docs, didn't he? Yeah. Search FA read. Ah, nothing. Let's try F read. F reads there. It's there, but it doesn't say anything more than what his comment does. It just says read file. Let's see if there's more. There's loads more, to be honest. But it's whole paragraphs. You know, I can't. It'll take me like well over an hour to read this. Slow reader. No worries, Micro. See you later on. Cool. There's loads of interesting stuff in here though, but like you say, you've got to sit there and have a good read of it. But oh, it's so invaluable having the working example here though whilst you read it. You know. F open, yeah. I see. Yeah, let's go back to the docks then. Let's not waste. Let's not run away just yet. See if we can find this. Read directory. Read next directory entry. A equals handle. IX equals buffer. What the hell's that? I guess I kind of found it here. We could probably copy all this into a text. Oh, my computer. Even this. Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's much worse. What about this? Where's it gone? ODT files. I don't have any Office installed, but I could always install it. This isn't too bad for now. I just wonder if that is the same, if that is the correct bit of the manual. Let's keep going and have another look. Ah, look, there was two, read and read dir. Here's the drive specifier. IX. What's this HL from dot command? I kind of get most of that. Oh. Ah, man, thank you so much. So yeah, in the code, in Emooks code, he's put FA read, but actually look, it is F open he calls first. I was looking at read. So A is the drive specifier, that's what, and our star obviously just means current drive, as Emooks comment says. I don't remember .com files in MS-DOS. I did used to have an MS-DOS computer, but I just used to run games on it. Very young at the time. Used to normally fail to run games properly. Still reading your comment. See, okay. So basically it depends on how you're loading, or what the system was using when you try and use this EXS DOS, I take it. So it's a file name, basically, I think that means. Null terminated string. Okay. So basically, for now, think I should probably just think I'm not doing dot command for now. So IX would want to be the file name with a 0 at the end. Unfortunately, we didn't see where he actually calls it in the code. Here was another thing that actually confused me, sadly. And it's quite a big one, actually, this. It might be too much just to ask this, you know, for you to answer it in any reasonable time, but... Right. He's pushed 3 values there to the stack. Okay, you'll notice he does that. That was what I was about to ask. Somewhere. Yeah, look. He's pushed HL and popped IX. Which I completely get that. It's swapping the value over, isn't it? I've used that before, actually. I actually managed to stumble across that technique myself when I was doing ZX Spectrum 48K. So that didn't confuse me too bad. I wondered why. But this is what gets me even weirder, right? And I know I'm repeating myself, it's just in case you weren't hearing, but he's pushed 3 values to the stack. And then he's got a jump C here. So if there's an error, he jumps to here. And only pushes 2. Oh, in fact, push pop, look. Ah, I see. I get it now. I'm so thick. I get it. So actually, the stack remains unharmed when it comes back to here. Okay. Fair enough. I completely get it now. I see. Yeah. Yeah, because I definitely used to do that for some reason. So that I could use HL to do the arithmetic on the spectrum. Old trick now, yeah. But I still don't get exactly why he's doing it all yet. You know, that'll be the that'll be beautiful when I do. So what I'm trying to obviously the way to prove I understand or have understood enough of it is to try and write my own version. I see. Yes. I get it. I get it. And I actually get that now, which was really the major thing confusing me. But you explained to me, basically that's a custom ROM that gets taken over. It's not the Spectrum RST8. And it actually looks for the next byte after it. So what does he... And that's how it knows what command you want to do. Right, I see. Okay. I've only really scraped on C++ and never fully C. I can't even remember F open. I kind of can. I kind of can. Like when I first started out doing it, maybe. Do you know how to do the disk files on C64 then, Micro? Yeah, it's probably not too difficult, not too different. Let's try and implement it because he's getting a whole bitmap. But what I want, let's use the same terms as him then. What I want is just 3 byte save data that is 3 bytes. And just so you know what I'm on about and why I want that. Oh wait there. What have I done here? Oh my god. Whoops. Yeah, I've created this silly little thing, and it's just a guy in the middle. He's a sprite, and I can move him left and right. So eventually, we'll be able to move him up and down. I want to be able to save it by pressing P, and load it by pressing O or something. So I'll save it here. I'll move over here, and then I want to load it and appear back over here. Did you have a good play with it? That's good. That's what I wanted for it to be. I mean, this is a copy of that, so I've left that there forever now. Just examined it. As far as I know, that one that you've examined there is a very, very, what's the word? Minimal version. There's a little bit of bloat there, like, that you don't need. But not much. Nice, man. If you think about it, if you run that, it's pretty easy to add a few things to that and make a little simple game. I'm trying to think of some games that are based on that sort of thing. There's definitely been a few out there. That's it. That's what I left it there for, specifically for beginners. I should probably make some pre-recorded, very beginner level ones now, because I think I could master. You know, I've got enough knowledge to show that how to just draw a sprite. You know, do it really simple. It's bound to get some people into it who wouldn't otherwise. It's nice to know how to do keyboard input and also collision. Once you've got them 3 things, you're pretty much good, ain't you? You can make some sort of game. People looking up to me now. That would be nice, man. Superstar. Cheers, Micro. It'll be cool if we get a fully working game going on. Yo, Ped. Oh dear, Ped's gone invisible again. I'm betting. I'll go on Discord. Ah, posture chair. Yeah, I'm highly concerned with that I'll be able to get this working, even though it should be simple, shouldn't it? But I guess I'll just use the same names as Emook there. So I don't get confused when I copy the rest of his code. The difference is he's loading a bitmap, and I don't see all the other code here, just the loading part. But what I really want to do is load it and then store what I've loaded there. And then I want to write another one which will save it. Which shouldn't be that hard once we've managed to do the load one. Very true, Ped. Very true. But his came with expert crafting. Mine is just douche. Like his, the difference is, his is done to the MMU in a slot, like his destination. So that number there in his code is just something like that, yeah. But I will not need that. I just need save data, I guess. That's what I'm hoping anyway. But obviously that's the point in having the macro, so we don't need to hard code that. So I'll give this a go, but expect failure. We're going to have to always... It's going to look a lot like this, isn't it? I wonder, can I just not use... Can I not do error handling? Could I just not do that? For the first go? Seems like a needless complication, but... I can remove that argument from the macro, do you reckon? Well... Is it worth using the MMU for like just a few bytes? And also, when you access it in your code, you're then going to have to load the page and get it rather than just say save data +3 or +2 or whatever. Yeah, it's a confusing one. Let's see how far we get with it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Use save data as the argument. Yep, yep. Excellent. So I'm pretty much copying his code line for line and just half understanding it right now. We're feeding... That's the identifier for the drive. And it says current drive. That's the instruction number for the command that we're about to get this thing to do. I think. No, that's what open is. You got some C banging around in your head. I'm definitely going to learn. Objective-C is something I've been recommending many times. I'm going to try it someday. About the error handling. Oh, so the error actually really helps you catch that. I see, yeah. Okay. That sounds logical, to say the least. Right, so let me refer to this documentation one more time for fopen. Oh, B is the access mode, and they are described here. Let's pull this in text. Oh, it's conveniently commented. I just realised that. You know when you have the answer in your head to things, but and then you say the wrong. Do you know earlier I said, oh, I can probably post this in as a text. It's already commented. I could just do that. So what I was talking about here, we just loaded B with FA read. So it's probably that. And it is. So B, access mode, and it actually tells you the modes there. So I was there looking at this code like it was witchcraft without finding this document first. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've probably spent quite a long time just staring at this one class here, trying to figure it out, but I was too lazy to look up the documentation. I was watching TV at the same time. Fair enough, Ped. That'll be a next task. In a minute, I'll try and customize the failure code as well, just to something stupid that I can understand, like a beep. I can't even do beeps, but because we got, yeah, I can't do beeps. Long story short, but I have to try and handle everything. But it reminds me about C sharp. I used to learn loading from disk on that, and that was always, the error code was bigger than the you know, you had one instruction to load things and then loads of error stuff underneath, and it was just like, oh, it would have been simpler to learn it without the error code. But for some reason, every example for disk loading stuff always has the catches. So far, the good news is I fully understand this. I wrote it and I get the purpose of it, which is a shot. We'll write that in a minute. Yeah, it was, Ped. It was like drastically more code, you know? There was like one if statement and then loads of else's and all that, loads of them, you know, dozens and dozens of lines for every one line of actual needed code. But it is necessary, I think, like you say, and every single example has it. It's not just one. Right, why is he loading? Oh, he's saving the handle to A. So let me have another look at this. Does it output A file handle? Look. I'm like you, Microman. Exactly. That statement you just said, I'm exactly the same as that. Yeah, all that catch and stuff. It used to blow my mind, Ped. I've dabbled with it. FC0. Ah, thank you. Oh. So this is when it exits with a success. And here's failure. What exactly is the file handle? What is that? That's not the value we want, is it? It's only opened. Hello, Jake, mate. Good to meet you, my man. So anyway, he's going to save the file handle, whatever that is. Temporary name, okay. Not 255. Ah, okay. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm going to study that document, that PDF, overnight, tonight, while I watch a bit of TV. I wish I'd managed to find that earlier. Right, the next one he's using is fseek. I'm going to quickly skim the docs for that. Okay, I'll copy that in. So as you can see, one of the inputs is the file handle in A, which is convenient. Oh, I'm just clicking your link. That's it, yeah, micro. And then the bottom PDF is what I'm reading. And I'm on page 44. Yeah, so we've got our file handle. BCDE are the bytes to seek. BC was size and offset. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now. That's simple. I've learned something there just by that. They've made a 32-bit number basically there. So our version, just if we were going to tailor make it for this save game function, could actually be a lot more simple. We could remove offset. We could probably remove that if we wanted to as well. But we'll keep both of them. I just wonder why he's loaded BC0 there. BC is saved. Let's have another look at fseek. Wow. That sounds clever, Ped. 32-bit. I can see how it's 32-bit. I see exactly how that works, actually. Is that how much it actually allows you to search just by having the 32-bit address pointer, or whatever you want to call it? That's brilliant, that. Right, okay. Interesting though, because he actually has an offset here, and I saw him set it to 0 in the other code when I did see it. Saw a bit of it. When he calls load. And then the low byte of IX. That contains the file name as a 0 terminated string. Weird, it hasn't been pushed. Seek from the start of the file. You can see here, that's why IXL has been made 0. Look. 0 set the seek position to BCDE. Right, okay, that makes sense. Nice one, Jake. I'm glad you found me. Some days we have loads of stuff added. make rapid progress. Sometimes I'm just like this, learning one little thing for ages, but yo, cheers, Jake. Welcome to the club, Retro Dev Club. Yeah, sometimes it gets busy in here. It's awesome. Sometimes I can't even keep up with the chat. My brain just gives up sometimes, which is awesome. But I can see why he's added them. But what's confusing me is how has he not lost what was in IX, which was the name? Or he's already used it, I guess. That's what's happened. Yeah, he's used it already. Yeah, yeah, I get it. Well, in that case, let's copy it. We're line for line again. So that clearly destroys A, and that's why he's cached handle and got it back. So let's do that. So now we're back to the original size and name. Was it? Yeah. So this is my noob brain kicking in, but we could have actually made constants for, or in fact we could have, Well, I'm just saying rather than having all this push pop and push pop, we could have probably wrote routines to call these individually. And then we could have just looked at this. But this is obviously a more optimal, sort of optimized way of doing it, I guess. Probably just came naturally to him to do it like that. Load a handle. Alright, you got to do F close. Yeah, we could do some hard-coded ones if we struggle. Or even just to demonstrate. Once I get my head around it, I might do that as a demonstration. Because all I'm trying to do, like I say, is save that current position. Let's have a look at how it failed to load then. Whoa, thank you for the subscription, Microman. God, them months fly by, don't they? That's flown by. Seems like only yesterday you subscribed. Thank you very much, my dude. Alright, here's our next bit of confusion. Next reg 69. Let's look that up on the board register thing. This is display one control register. Yeah, we need to do something different here. Moz is a day after you. Moz will no doubt be around again at some point. Yeah, I think I won't need to do that in my error code, will I? Oh, he's cleared the screen basically, hasn't he? Yeah. Shut all the screen off. I guess there's nothing wrong with this, is there? I could just use that. Looks to me like it clears the screen off. Leaving. So there's no layer 2. There's no ULA shadow. That's basically what that does. Hmm. Failed to load. Well, let's just have... Maybe I'll get back into using capitals. I don't know. Then I'll start. I'll start writing something stupid, like not even in assembly language. If I start writing like that. Like that. Maybe I could just do that. Do that. It's probably not, but doesn't clear the memory. Sorry, that's what I meant. Having the effect of clearing the screen by turning it all off. It's clever, isn't it? It's clever. It baffles me as well, Jake. But I get there in the end normally. You're basically stuck with loading data onto a red. You can't like load one data to another data, if you know what I mean. It has to go via a register. And the registers, some of them can not do a lot, but some of them can add or do some other some other little instructions that the other ones can't do. But yeah, I'm a beginner myself. But I like it. I like the fact that you're straight into the memory. You know, it's exactly where it is. I used to struggle in C++ doing pointers and whether to do pointer and not pointer and all that. That's what blew my mind on C++. C sharp, I must admit, was lovely. Once I got going on that, I really started progressing. Let's not bother doing that. That was a stupid idea. We'll just do something here when it fails to load, but I don't know what. I quite like that. I think it'll be alright. The name substitution. That's it. I mean, when I was learning C++, I spent most of my time learning about unique pointer and all that. And sometimes I could really get to grips with it, and other times I suddenly fell apart with it. But this is quite nice because you just know exactly that you're dealing with a memory address or the data inside the memory address. Do you know what I mean? It's one or the other. Which I guess is the same with C++ if you know what you're doing. C Sharp I loved, but sometimes it felt like you were having to work in a specific way because they'd already pre-coded it to work that way. And of course, like it was hard to, there was no such thing as a pointer in C Sharp. No, I like that suggestion, Ped. I'm probably going to go to Objective C, like I say, because back in the day, I've had a lot of people recommend that to me. Whenever I was having trouble with C++, people say you should just do Objective C. But I could never tell if they were trolling me or not, but I was too busy trying to learn C++. But then I jumped into assembly and it was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. Some of the things seemed a lot easier to me, actually. Some of it was harder, but a lot of it's harder. But... Alright, so we've successfully copied line by line everything there. And there's no difference. But I think I do understand it slightly better from doing it, so... Disk tools. Let's make sure we include that. Oh, it's probably in retro. Yeah, it is in retro tools. Okay. So we have a routine called load data. Let's call it load save data. In fact, no, load data. We have a macro called load save data. That's what we use. Don't like multi things. I don't even know if I have much malt. I don't know what it even tastes like. Salty coffee. That could be nice, actually. Is it not? Actually, oh god, that reminded me when I put salt in my tea by accident once. First thing in the morning before work, you know, needing a cup of tea. Not looking at what you're doing. Salt goes in. You take a big old gulp. Oh, it killed me. Luckily, only once. Never again. Yeah, so this is funny for the way we do things. Because we have never done this where we call a macro and it actually calls a function. Yeah, I done the same thing, man. But it was a long, long time ago. Back when I used to have an office job and I'd wake up at like stupid o'clock in the morning to go to work. And I was always staying up late coding or doing whatever else I was doing. So I'd be knackered. I couldn't even open my eyes, you know. Yeah, oh, the whole day was ruined. Hello, Slim Gig. Hello, DJ. I'm working on assembly language for the ZX Next. But right now we're just loading, I'm trying to sort of replicate a save game functionality for, just for random, this is no particular game. All I've actually got in the code for this small example is this one sprite that moves left and right. I want to be able to save by pressing S or whatever where he is, and then I want to move over here and load it, and I want him to reappear. That's how simple I'm keeping it. We have been working on a platformer game as well. We're doing a bit of that. I'm going to also a top-down adventure style sort of puzzle with item collection game. Yeah, we've got a few things cooking. Yeah, good to meet you, my mate. In here most nights coding. Nearly always assembly language. just beginner level, but with a lot of help from a lot of pros who pop in from time to time. Yeah, we've pretty much finished that routine now, but we just have to remember that we're actually calling a macro which loads all them registers and calls the routine, which I've never actually done before, so I don't even need any of the routines. We're going to try and save this guy's position. Where did I put save data? Here. So it's just called face, but this, you know, this is just our main character. I know how you feel, Jake. I've got myself a new GPU and I've suddenly started doing a lot more gaming. Haven't found the time for coding. I was playing Red Dead Redemption and well, a good few other games as well. Too many games, not enough coding. So there's 3 bytes there, and that's what I want my save data to be. And that basically it consists of an X position, which is 2 bytes, and a Y, which is 1 byte. Peds just noticed the obvious intentional mistake. Is there some gotchas? This is never going to work though, as you say, because this is just loading data that isn't there. We need to, of course, write one that saves the data as well, or writes the data. But how we would do that if we did have it was we'd be here, we've got a draw routine, got an update routine, and in there we handle the input and move him. So then I'd just have another routine called face save position. Yeah, it'd be funny. We might suddenly get moved to a random position. Just read something randomly off a disk, probably to 0, 0. Or FF. Here's our macro. So I'm not that keen on macros actually. I'm still debating on whether I even like using them or just writing that. I could have just wrote that in the code instead. Name is the file name. So we might have a problem loading this. Especially soon as I don't have a clue what. Yeah, we need to save it. We won't need this. That was in Emook's code. But he was loading a bitmap and it had a name. He was loading it from the disk, you know, rather than saving data and then loading it back. Same principle in it when you load it, but I guess we could give it a file name when we save it. Let's make it a bit smaller though. I haven't a clue. Actually, how the hell did he do this? It is the pointer. That's funny as well, Ped, because I changed it to say pointer in my code. And then I changed it back. I thought I don't want to name it the wrong thing. That'll need a 0 at the end like that. I think that'll work like that. And then save date is our destination, so that's this here. Oops. Size is just 3 bytes, offset 0. It's quite straightforward, really, that is. But like you say, Ped, there's some gotchas, and I'm sure this is gonna be one of them, I reckon. Yo, thank you for the bits, Micro. You're so generous, my dude. It is pretty. I started in Java as well, Jake. Just for games, though. It was a lightweight Java gaming library. It's not that bad. What we're looking at here is very confusing because, mainly because I don't know what I'm doing here. So you know, if I don't know what I'm doing and I'm showing you, then you know, it's not something too worth worrying about. But some of my videos on YouTube are meant, you know, they're quite well structured, and I'm banging through this like drawing sprites and moving them, collision detection, stuff like that. But recently they've got more of a just like sort of video log style where I just slowly go through stuff and have a play around. So I don't like the syntax of that at all, but it is correct as far as I can tell, and it's going to call this routine. Now, what's that actually going to? Where's that going to put our data? Well, let's get the error code first. I'm sure that's going to happen. So here's where I'm handling keys. I'm just going to have a key that just saves the game. In fact, our guy's only going to move left and right, and I'm going to use S for save. Avoiding C. I wouldn't avoid C sharp. I think C sharp's brilliant myself. 25-letter alphabet. Yeah, Java. I think you will get to a point. I don't know how long you've been doing Java for, but when you become absolutely finished, you know, when you know lots about it, you'll probably get the urge to try and go to a lower level language. Yeah, true. C plus plus is just constant bloody adding. What do they call it? Not include, or maybe it is include. I can't even remember. But you've got to do them in specific orders, header files, and all that. They're a pain in the ass. I've just done a little shortcut there where we return if we're not pressing S. No, let's not do that. Of course, I just done the load position, didn't I? So we're going to need an init for our face. Well, no, we don't really, but I'll leave it there. What's the best word for like face load save state? You know, refresh. It's like when he. That'll do. I know what you mean, Ped. That is funny. Wait. Load HL save data pointer. Load HL. There's probably a much cleaner way of doing this as well. Yeah, because I used to put in my debug comments. I'd write something like debug.log. Yeah. And then I could just write save data equals plus save data to string plus, and then you could have like, you know, save data as a number, like we're doing that, and it would print it all to the console, you know what I mean? And I miss that so much. Can't do any of that in assembly language. Or if you can, it's certainly beyond me. Yeah, so anyway, I've loaded the first 2 bytes. And I just want to put them into this. Hopefully that'll work just like that. Might as well do Y as well. Oh wait. I'm not sure if it's going to like that command there. So all them lines there, just take, they load HL as that pointer, and then they one by one take each of them bytes and put it into these two. Like I said before, that is a 2-byte number. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm probably delayed because I've had to put a buffer on my stream because it was getting lots of drop frames. So I think there's like a 6-second video buffer on top of the other buffer, whatever Twitch does. This should do it. So it should call that routine down here. Save position. Wait, why is it called save data? I've named this wrong, haven't I? It's reading. Loading. Oh, load save data, yeah. Alright, load data. That's confusing otherwise. I need to come up with another name other than save data. It's too confusing. Load and save. Call it game data. You're all so slow, fair enough, Ped. Same here, man. I'm just trying to work out, is it okay just to call that routine from in here? This is on the button press. Oh, that was when I thought it was to load, to save. Alright, so it's going to load, but it's going to do an error, isn't it? Hello, Scoured. Scowled. How are you doing, man? Yeah, we're doing assembly, but we're doing disk read write. But at the moment we've only got load. Oh yeah, I've used that in the past as well, actually. By the way, I don't even end up using that. Although we should be. Let's do it then. Down here. It's free. Let's not have offset, let's just leave it at 0. Yeah, Ped, you're ahead of me again. Always there. Always ahead. By a million miles. Yeah, I'll leave offset as just number 0. We don't want another label called offset at all, if we can help it. Okay, it's good to go, and we just press S, sorry, to load. But you know, it's not gonna like it. Save data in the macro. I think it's okay now. Yeah, I believe it to be okay. Of course, it's not going to run. But... oh, we actually just got an error. Didn't compile. The error was... ah, that's what you just said. Okay. You spot him. Oh man, you're so clever. Wait, actually, it says line 3. Oh, it's because it's a macro. Ah, good shout. Good spot on me. So if this gives us anything good, then we'll try and load the save routine as well. Right, well it has at least errored in some kind, but we didn't see the error message. I wonder if it's because it's black, the screen already, and the text probably black. Invoke from here on the next line. Oh, the error we just had, you mean? When I tried to compile it? Assemble it, I should say. I mean, it did work, but we didn't get any error message, which is supposed to be this. Not quite sure how to change the color of it. There's a whole lot of documentation for me to go through before I can write the save routine with any great confidence at all. That's fair enough, Ped. Thank you, man, for your effort, taking the effort there anyway. Go into the debugger and hit it. Okay. Do you mean hit the key first, or go into the debugger first? I'm here now anyway, so I'll wait because I know there's a delay now. By the way, Microman, I only have the 128 meg file now. Great point before doing macro. Nice one, mate. Bunch of games in there. That's good. I noticed the Altered Beast and all that with the actual C-Spec. 14 next games. That's awesome. Right, let's try this. Okay. Nextipede. That's the one in Jonathan Caldwell's book, isn't it? Centipede. Let's have a look a sec. Right, we're stepping through. Loading file name. Of course, I wrote any old file name, didn't I? Yeah, I am. Thank you, man. But I'm wondering what to look at whilst I'm stepping through. Ah, look, here's that call to RST8, and I take it. We're not even in our code now, are we? We're in the ROM now, yeah? Okay. How interesting. It's looping. It's got a long way to go. Oh, that was weird. It went straight from F. Whoa, Shalan. Big raid. Spectrum. Chromo, how you doing, my man? Incoming. Way Luke. Andy. Prow7. How are you all doing, bros? Yo, Shalan, thank you for the raid, my mate. Yeah, more Z80 next. I'm trying to get my head around doing saving and loading to the disk. Yeah, you've been here a long time, Spectrum. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at there. I mean, what we've done is we've just created a file name and not used. You know, we're just loading from it. It doesn't even exist. Do it one more time. F8. Okay, thank you, dude. Good night, Shalan. Thank you again for the raid, dude. I'll probably do that later. I'll carry on a raid to somebody else. Massive help, mate. I'm going to press S. It's supposed to be loading. It's stuck in the error now. Yeah, I'm gradually learning a lot. It's just taking me a long time. Oh. tell you what, when you're me, everyone is a genius. All the community, you know so much. So I press F8 here. This just takes me out of the breakpoint. B is 3. Oh. Yo, thank you, Micro. Very much appreciate the bits. It's well nice of you, mate. Because the error code like hangs. I can only go to it once and then it sticks me there, of course. I can still picture your Zippy Discord logo. We were going to get the Zippy sign as a bat logo, weren't we? So we could call you when we needed you. All I really want to do is save this guy's position and then load it on key press. That's how simple I'm trying to keep it. Yeah, I've listened to that ped. I am doing it. Look, F7, 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 F7. If I press F8 now, it just takes me out. Oh, I've gone further. Yeah, okay. No, that's it. It just went straight out. I'm still a long way out of my depth, by the way, viewers. Sometimes I'll smash out a good bit of project when it's just doing stuff I know, like basic collisions and sprite drawing. I press S. I'm pressing F7. Going in here. It went. Look, if I press F7 now and then F8, it takes me straight out to here. That's what happened. And now I obviously can't move because it's in the error routine, just hanging. Yeah, we did, Emook. It's mostly your code, but just a butchered version. Hi, by the way. Where is it? Here it is. DI Holt. What I'm wondering is why I can't see that. Well, I only got a copy of your load routine so far. So I'm just trying to load like a thing that doesn't exist. It's probably not a good way to start. Because C-Spec expects it to return the address. Oh, I see. Yeah, I wanted it to error. I mean, I expected it to error, I should say. But what I mean is, why we can't see failed to load. I'm guessing it's because it's black. And the screen's black. I haven't got to the point where I could have set the screen to another colour, I suppose. Oh, F9 breakpoint. It's Discord on there as well. I'll open Discord, sorry. I am reading all your messages, Ped, even if I didn't respond. I read them all. Andy Moot. I think you've turned layer 2 off here, look. But yes, to answer your question, and the transparency is black as well. I never managed to pick an easy thing for myself. I had to go for the tricky stuff, didn't I? Yeah, I understood that and I thought it made sense. That's what made me think, well, why is it not happening? Yeah, it is hard, isn't it, Ped? Well, luckily for me, in that regard, the way I often debug things is just trial and error. So. But this is a long way off trial and error because there's so many different things to try. Let's go for the big ones. Okay, dude. Of course, it won't actually reach there. Put it in the fail to load routine. I've got Discord open now, but got too many. I've got the too many window syndrome again, so I probably won't see all their messages on Discord. IX pointer. Do you mean in the code or in the debugger? In the code. In the debugger, okay. IX 82EC. I mean, we're totally expecting it to error here, aren't we? Type it. Okay, thank you. No, wait. Oh, look at that, yeah. Oh, you can just do MIX, can you? That's pretty smart. Wow, nice one. Thank you. So if we now create a save game routine and we make sure it creates a file name with that file name, that would be a good start, wouldn't it? There's no way of knowing whether this works, is there? How could I do that with the file name? Yeah, that would be great because then I could probably, using that info, that would help me write the save game routine afterwards. How do I do that though? HDF Monkey, you mean? Literally go in and do it that way. Okay. Echo ABC. Could that be done here? Ah, the save bin things opened my mind a little as well. But yeah, we could do a new ASM file. That's a bloody good shout. So could I just have that? Yeah, but the bat I was just going to delete it from afterwards. When I was thinking like of creating a fake file. I was thinking of a literal file, you know. Hmm. Okay, yeah, I did. I sort of knew Echoes to do that. Yeah, not adding to the bat. By the way, current directory. Ah, okay. I'm hoping to use the SD image. Yes. See above. I've corrected myself. Fake it till you make it. I like it, Specky. Use main.next as a file name. Really? Will that not will that not overwrite? Oh, it already exists. What? And now try and run it. Yeah, we're loading 3 bytes. This is our load. We literally just take the first 3 and put it into the X and Y. Oh yeah, it's loaded. But it didn't move us. Okay, so Ped said he was expecting other problems. Saving it would destroy the next. I get you. That makes huge sense. But what doesn't make sense to me is how he doesn't move position. Put the breakpoint here, I suppose. Should I put it here? Then I can be certain, can't I? I thought I did have another breakpoint. Oh, only in the failure, of course. Breakpoint everything. Let's just do one for now. Oh, it doesn't get there. Haha, I'm not even calling that. Well, that would help. What was it even called? Load state init. Oh. It should be fine to call it there, because this just saves it into game data. And that routine reads from game data. Okay, the breakpoint's worked. Thing is, it might just move now. I might not need a breakpoint. Face goes somewhere else. Oh, he's gone off the screen. I saw him over to the far right. He's gone upside down. Oh, he goes there every time as well. That's fun. It's obviously the same data there every time. That's interesting. Oh, of course. Of course. Wait there. Let's I love that GIF. That was an awesome one, whoever did that. He's no Australian Hulk. If I just get rid of the B bit. This should be, he shouldn't be able to go off the screen anymore. I'm not sure why he rotates. I'm not trying to change his attribute for free. Or 2. Hey, there you go. We've got it. Yeah, you answered it, Ped. That B makes it rotate. I still can't. I only figured out that that was what was doing it by looking at the code. I couldn't figure out why, like you have. Attribute 2's here. Is that got? That's the bit with the rotation on it, isn't it? Yeah, that is a nice start though. Considering to me this is really advanced stuff, I'd never heard of EXS DOS or anything. But now he's got a save location. I'm a bit baffled as to why he doesn't move on Y. It must just be this. Well, yeah, what? Because he's not at 0. He's at quite a specific spot, right in the center of the screen. Oh, look at that! It was just a coincidence. It just coincidentally happened to be 128, the value. Take away 8, which is exactly the center. Cool, I find that mad. But, oh well. Now you have 2 top level class tasks, right? Yeah, that's a good point. Let's write them down. Checklist. praying, and a bit of like computer screen punching doesn't go amiss. Keyboard hammering. That's actually good progress. Thank you guys. I'm really happy with that. It made life a lot easier because Emook provided me this, which I basically copied line for line. Maybe we should try and get rid of some of these. Could we replace name with a address? Yeah, it works best just to write the correct code in the first place. Yeah, I mean, I would love to. I would love to do that, but yeah, yeah, that's the one. Just do it right first time. That's the way to do it, man. Pure ownage. This, I'm afraid, this routine's going to stay empty for a little while. We have to jump back into disk tools on a heavy basis. Address instead of a name. Well, we've got a string name there, haven't we? But couldn't we just set it to be like 1 byte above our code? Like, is that not doable? No, our code's in RAM, so I couldn't do that. Is there a way of, that's what I'm basically getting at, is there a way of specifying like an address? But then I kind of thought, yeah, you can't, because you wouldn't know what was on the disk at that address. So I need to go back to this documentation and get some more from there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ped. But couldn't, instead of having a string, couldn't it just have a number? But obviously not. It's just me being stupid. Probably ignore it. Okay, I'll do that. So FA read, well, we're going to want write, probably, aren't we? Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. I get you. About the IX name thing. Don't worry. That's loud and clear. I've definitely got that. So I need to go and look up F right. There's no other way around it. But that was easy. I found it. Here we go. fopen is first. Okay. Thank you. Here's our fopen note. Yeah, so if we look at our existing one, we've got... Let's go back to... Oh. So we use fopen, but we use that instruction read. This time we're going to do write, aren't we? So it was right. And then IX is still the name of the string. In fact, yeah, everything's the same for that, of course, except for what you put in B, the access mode. Write is 02. So I guess it's F write, isn't it? No. We want to add some access mode constant. How to deal with the missing file. FA overwrite. Okay, so not right. Create new file. Delete existing. Okay, yeah, I see. Okay. I'm pretty sure having the same handle would be fine. Yo, thank you for the subs. Microman, wow man. Thank you very much. Gifted subs. Andy Magic Knight. Welcome to the club. Seek. I guess that might be the same again. Well, no. Probably not. Is the FA right defined? Should be O2. Yes, it is. No, it's not actually. No, it's not. Sorry. Tell a lie. Don't need seek on save. Thank you. Yeah, we're just creating a new file, overwriting the existing one. So all that's to do with the seek. Oh dear. Okay. Let's leave it at that for now then. Of course, F read is not going to be correct. It must be F write, surely. I'm just guessing, but I'm working from your code. So I'll go ahead and look at F write. Oh god, I've lost that file. I'll get it back, don't worry. There it is. F write. Well done, Micro. Got it here though. F write writes bytes to file entry, A file handle, IX address. IX address. I think A already is the handle then. F open. Oh, I probably do need seek, don't I, to get IX address. No. IX equals address. Okay, so hopefully that won't be a problem then, because we'll just create that file from zero from wherever the file starts, I would hope. But IX for F write, IX needs to equal address. Here IX equals name, goes through F open, which requires that. But the output doesn't mention IX. We byte by byte, that's what I'm hoping to do, Micro, yeah. FA right, O2. Oh, why did that appear? Thanks for your help, man. Good night, SP. Thanks for coming in, mate. Get a good night's sleep. I will do soon as well, man. Thing was, it's got FA right, but then in here we're using F read. Don't know if that's of any significance. But I'll look up FA right now in the docs. Oh, it's not in the docs, yeah. Request right access. Request. So F right. Yeah, we've got F right here. That's what I've put in here so far. But I'm not sure if we needed that in the end or not. I've got FA over right there, yeah. Oh, you literally mean to do or. I thought you meant or, as in or. I did not know you could do that. Sweet. Oh, that's obviously SJ, yeah. It's doing that for us. Does that mean you don't even need that then? This one here that I've highlighted. FA. Well, I couldn't find FA right in the docs. So I don't know what IX is going to be. But I'm guessing from. I mean, it seems odd, yeah. Because what actually is the combination of them? It's something different, isn't it? It's neither of those anymore. FA right. Function versus access. I see. Page 44. Oh yeah, I'm on that. That's what I've actually copied in here. Tricky stuff. The only thing I'm worried about is what IX is. Well, and also the fact that this now doesn't equal OC or O2 anymore, does it? Not sure. Probably means that. Ah, clever man. Yeah, I should have seen that. So now it's the destination, which makes a heck of a lot more sense. Wow, okay. Wow, so it could be correct. And it's actually. Oh wait, actually does it make more sense? DE is the only use offset, yep. The destination though. So F right. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I better check that name. The address. So that address is actually the address of the data being written. To test it, change the name. Where's it gone? No, it's not. Here we are. Address of memory to write data into. Ah, you see, I thought it was the address because HL was destination on this one. So that was the storage area here. That was this. So of course we need to write another macro really to match up with that, don't we? And we haven't got offset. Now, HL is a source. I was just thinking that when I typed it, you know, when I typed that destination bit. Simple, yeah. It's the same for saving routine. Except in HL. Yeah, but what I meant was, yeah, that's like the source data rather than the address of the data where it's the address of where the data will be written to. But do I want it to actually be the destination? I don't know. Let's try this. Does that sound good? Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Because that helps to clarify. Because I would consider destination being somewhere on the disk, if you know what I mean. If I was saving, and that's what it was meant to be. But I'm still hazy whether which one it actually is until I see it working. Okay, so we just want to be able to click a button and save the data, just like we did before. Oh, and we need to fix that name thing, don't we? I don't know if we need to call anything when we save. Don't think we do. Buffer, okay. Yeah, buffer, I wouldn't personally, I wouldn't know what, straight away. But yeah, yeah, that's it. It's, as long as I get it, and then I can. If this means what I think it means, I think source is a good word for it. It's like the data in our source file. Um, oh, I'll be amazed if this works, guys. Thank you for this. face save position. We'll just save it when we press the key. And then I'll do a different key. Okay, so W loads, S saves. What else did I forget? I don't think I actually forgot anything. Oh, hang on. The error code. Oh no, I did do it. Just want to make sure there's only one breakpoint. Yeah. Oh yeah, the name. Thank you. Can it be any file name? It probably can. Does it have to be a Nex? Could it be that amazing game.save? Is the file extension even necessary or possible? It would be cool to give it a file extension. Alright, so I've moved to here and I'll press save. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a good start. It looked like X went to the right position. Of course, I need to put back the high byte. But wonder why Y was wrong. Don't need the ext. Oh, the file extension. But is it okay to use it? That's what I was wondering. 8.3 is preferred. Let me check this. Hang on, I missed that. Ah, it's not working anyway. It's loading something else. The load seems to be not working now, or the save. Right, 8.3. Any file name 8.3 is preferred in DOS. What do you mean, the number 8. Just write it like that? Load is actually working, thank you. 8.3. Oh, okay. But 8.3 is valid too, I love it. That's brilliant. That's bro. I was gonna write like shit game.sound. Right, so save, load. Oh, we're buggered. I'm sure it is the save. Because it was working the load before, wasn't it? Forced by the retro coding committee. Just to completely baffle everyone, that would. They'd be like, what's this? What's the significance of the 8.3? Will do, yeah, will do. Oh yeah, because it doesn't do fail to save. Never use spaces, no, okay. Yeah, that just seems like a good rule of thumb. So we got a new breakpoint here. Click to save, and here we are. Yeah, there's even though I never needed to in the original coding languages I used, I always just used to underscore every space. I don't know why. I just saw other people doing it, and it's been a habit for many, many years. I think it does go back to them old PCs. It used to cause a problem back then. Now MHL. There we go. So 0. Collect clams. Quite honestly, you wouldn't want to eat anything from the water of Torquay if you spent any time here. It's just not good. It's nice to go and sit on the beach, but I wouldn't want to eat anything out of the water. There you go, 3 zeros to be saved. Oh yeah. Well, I didn't actually want 3. Oh yeah, you're clever, man. Bloody hell, you're good teachers, you guys. I've completely sussed it now. I have to populate that, of course, first. So when we save the data, we've got to first. Yeah, these guys are the best. Honestly, you probably are already um, above teacher level, but you know, you should get behind professors of computing or something. So how do I want to do this? There's many ways. I think I'll use HL and a pointer. Oh, do you know what? I'll use IX. I hope that's okay. I think it is. That way I can use HL. Oh, I hate HL though because it is actually backwards, isn't it? If I load IX, this is slightly new. I've had problems doing this in the past, so it'd be funny if I can get this right. If not, I know another way of doing it. As far as I can tell, it'll be backwards now. So I want to load A. I didn't mean IX anyway. I meant face X. Game data is just that 3 bytes. So that, and I actually did define. Ah, oh, where did I put that? Oh, I must have deleted it, but it's basically position X, the low byte, XH, and then Y. So I don't want that at all. But if I do that, no. God, I'm all over the place here. This was stuff I was finding simple the other day, but since you get your head into some harder stuff, this stuff then becomes hard. Yeah, value of that. See, I actually want L there. That should be fine. That might just work. So I'm so glad Ped intervened there, because I was about to start messing around with the complete wrong assembly file. Well, hey, there we go. We've got save game. And there's really no reason why that couldn't be used to save like a massive number of details, like, you know, how much money you have, what level you're on, how many lives you got, how many continues, days since playing, you know, whatever, in-game days. I mean, could be any number of things really. Of course, you might have several patterns as your sprite ages throughout the game or something. You could store what pattern you were on. Blowfish. All I remember was you said the word blowfish, and it just made me imagine all my code is blowfish. Oh, blowfish, yeah, with the obfuscation or whatever you were calling it. Like you were said to put it onto a page, and then we said in the end, because I prefer this idea, but we could come up with some sort of encryption to stop hackers. Now write 100 times before dusk. Rock 13. See, I can only just manage to load 3 bytes of data and save it. I'm not going to be messing around with encrypting it against hackers just yet. Got an auntie who's a nurse. Everyone's a nurse. One track mind family, like born and bred. You're either a nurse or you love trains. 8.3 encryption. TM. Do you remember my 8.3 encryption though? That was like, if 2 equals 10, 1 equals 80. But if 2 equals 20, 1 equals 2. No one could break that code. And you could keep going on and on like that, couldn't you? Thanks to Ped and Emook, we've actually had an impressive leap forward here. We've got a very simple example of how to load and save a game. You know, I'm going to save it right there. Play on and then load it back. And that's all stored on the hard drive or the SD card. I guess I should just quickly add some up and down movement. No reason. It's all set up to do so already. Oh yeah, we'll have to use different keys. I know, that's what I thought. I thought people don't cheat on next games. No, and then my second thought was if someone did, I'd be actually flattered, you know, that someone bothered to cheat on my game. I think I'll do QAOP. So if QA, have I got OOP already done? Yeah. Total protection right there. The 8.3.next. You could write it in binary, including the point, the decimal point, but then write it as a decimal number. .next. Is that exactly? But then what's the ASCII for dot? But then omit the hex sign. Just put it as a decimal, but for hex. And if there's a letter, oh, it'll just have to be 2 then. 210, 210. Yeah, I think EA don't care about people cheating as long as they're buying the games. That might work. Oh no. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. I've just found a bug, which is there's already saved data. Like you have to check that this it exists, I guess, first. Oh, I suppose, of course, the old one just remains there from when it was there a minute ago. And that's working fine. So I'll save him up here. Go down here. Surely it's going to work, but yeah, there we go. That's brilliant stuff, that. Having so much help doing that. Oh, I thought I was muted then from what you just said, but I'm not, am I? But yeah, I think I'll jump back into the caveman game next time. Try and make 2 levels, and then have it save when we get to level 2, so that you never have to do level 1 again. Yeah, thanks, Mook. I mean, I never would have been able to do it without you and Ped. But you know, we've done it now, so it's there for everyone to see. It's remarkably simple, isn't it? Really. We do want to improve the error code, and we want some sort of where's my list? Let's put that into the correct file. We want better error handling, but we also want like a success signal of some kind. Just a flash in the screen, or a bing, you know, or even a text string showing up. Yeah, true that. Yeah, very true. Once I found the documentation, to be fair, I might have been able to figure it out by myself if I spent many hours in a dark room with a lot of cigarettes. But the docs were quite simple once I learnt it. Like, they're just showing you the inputs and the outputs. But having this example made it for 100 times faster to learn. Disable the load, yeah, that's probably what we need to do. Or no, yeah, just silently ignore. So that would already work, wouldn't it? Because we wouldn't, wherever that name is, I guess that should probably go in. Oh no, in here actually, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's better to silently ignore it, I guess. What was that, Micro? Is that a joke? I think I think I got it. Although I haven't, do you know? I mean, I live in England, so I haven't seen Oprah Winfrey. I don't watch TV either, though, to be fair. But I haven't seen her in like 20 years or 10 years, more than 10. She used to be on like in the 90s on the TV sometimes. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm just picturing her being some massive fatty. Or just a real true crack. No problem, man. I think I'll quit while I'm ahead this evening. That's a good 3 hour session. Again, the wise ones have pointed us, you know, they guided us, elevated us to new levels of consciousness. And next, tomorrow, we'll be back onto some game dev, you know, some actual straight up adding some graphics, collisions levels. What I hope to do, although we are running out of space on that level on that game, that's the thing, but we'll have to shrink the sprites, make a bigger level, and make 2 levels, and then as soon as you enter level 2, it will just store that you're in level 2. The next time you play the game, it won't even ask you, it will just start you in level 2. Because like I said, I'm keeping it basic right now. Eventually, of course, you'll have a page you load, you know, you'll have a screen with 10 slots for the player to choose from for different save games. Put the levels in banks. Yeah, I do. I need to turn it into a binary. That's what I need to figure out how to do. Well, I haven't got this code in front of me, but as you remember, it's just a bunch of numbers for super tiles. That's what I really want as a binary file, but I'll figure that out eventually. Loading levels from SD, that's the big one, yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah, well, I think what I'm going to do is make one game that's really simple that we can actually finish, and then I'd certainly look at doing the levels from the SD. At that stage, we can have a really big game. That would just be awesome. Yeah, we've done it before, haven't we, with the bitmap binaries and stuff. Serialization, yeah. I've already been. I was talking about data serialization with someone the other day. I've definitely got some experience of it in other languages. Caused me confusion every time, but I got there. Ah, that sounds like a good idea, Ped. Holy shit. Bloody hell. Like, I do apologise if some stuff you tell me doesn't always go in, because I'll remember it now, but then tomorrow I won't remember everything that everybody's told me today, you know. But it's all about practice makes perfect, isn't it? 4 different solutions. That Ped one, though, is straight on my level, that. I wouldn't have to write any tools. Yeah, yeah, I'm going to bed as well, man. It's been a fantastic vid, as usual. I really love this community we're building here. I think one day I'll try and do like a Sega Master System game or something, and then we might pull in even more viewers, like different people interested in different systems, but hopefully I can hang on to you along the way. Definitely going to be coming back to ZX Net. I mean, I'll be on it for a long time anyway before I start anything else, but yeah, it's been great fun. Thanks a lot, guys. Everyone else watching as well, if you don't mind giving us a follow, that would be brilliant. On my YouTube as well. Been a great evening. I'll be here tomorrow as well. Enjoy the rest of your evening, what's left of it, guys. Look after yourselves. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Good night.